I am here with Pavana from Nervoid. What are you and your team building?
Hi, everybody. So we are building an AI vision platform to identify changes in cell signaling pathways directly from images of cells. So for all the gardening enthusiasts here, if you've used that app called Plantum, where you take a photograph of the leaf and it tells you what's wrong with the plant and how to correct for growing conditions, we do the same but with cells. So you take an image of a cell and we're able to say, oh, insulin signaling is altered in this cell, or lipid biogenesis is altered, and so that's what we do.
Wow, that's amazing. And as you think about building here at C10 and building in Boston, what do you love about building here?
Building here, we have access to a lot of compute resources, and that's really great. Like my co-founder, Jacob Fishman, is the AI/ML expert on the team, and so he heads product development. But we've been able to get lots of credits that has given us a lot of runway to scale our product, and that is one of the most important things there is for an AI-first company like ours. And we enjoy networking with the mentors. They've been great in for product development itself, because we were able to identify key areas that we have to focus on for this specific concern. And also business development. We interact with so many people, so many mentors. We are able to ask them questions about who to talk to, what are the good GTM strategies for us, because we do see ourselves not only in pharma but also in lab automation and stuff. So that's something we are actively discussing, and access to that is great.
Yeah, building on the frontier. What are some other startups maybe you've collaborated with, learned from, admire here in Boston and beyond that you would share with members of the community?
There are so many good teams around. Here at C10, we met Nuclease. I believe you know them. We also met Aptamino. They've been great mentors for us. They're at the engine. Just being in an area where there are so many founders helps us, think about if you have a question about anything, the finance part of a startup, or you have how do I start with payroll, which software do I apply, things like that. You have it all in one place, and that's the benefit of being plugged into an ecosystem like this.
Yeah. This is Pavana. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
I am here with Sami from 101 Monkey Labs. Sami, what are you and your team building?
So we are trying to detect through facial telemetry stress markers and then intervene on those markers in certain cohort populations. We're first starting off with gestational diabetes, where we think we can make the most impact.
That's awesome. And what do you love about building here at C10 Labs and building in Cambridge?
So C10 Labs has been great for providing me this opportunity with over $500,000 in AI credits across different platforms, which is amazing. But I've been in Cambridge for the last 10 or 12 years, and you can come in with an idea. My first idea was an augmented reality, and now with MediaPipe, all of the work that we were trying to do 10, 12 years ago is readily available to everybody. Being on the cutting edge of that with MIT Media Lab and the Harvard Innovation Lab, that was just a great way to get started.
Totally. And last but not least, what are some other maybe startups that you've collaborated with, admire, have partnered with, or want to partner with that you would give a shout out for the community?
Gosh, the one that comes to mind is Legacy, which was started in the Cambridge community. Khaled Kateli, shout out if you're watching, he's big on LinkedIn too. Dealing with male fertility issues, which is something I've dealt with all my life. Started off as an iLab company, Harvard iLab company with a small desk, and now with tens of millions of dollars in funding and revenue.
That's awesome. This is Sami from 101 Monkey Labs. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I am here with Disleve from OncoSys. What are you and your team building?
We're building a multi-agent biomedical data processing system.
And what do you love about building a very important, life sciences AI intersectional company here in Boston and here at C10 Labs?
Yeah, definitely the mentorship, the networking. We've been meeting a lot of great people, working on a lot of great things. The environment is also great. Just having access to all these resources, I think it's very amazing.
Yeah, and last but not least, what are some of the other teams you've gotten the opportunity to collaborate with, meet, that you would give a shout out to, that you even admire for other builders in the startup community?
Yeah, everyone's working on a lot of interesting projects, and a lot of projects align. Most people are working on agents, agentic system. Definitely for shout out, Gaspar, he's working on using AI agents for HIPAA compliance, so I think that's very great. And a lot of teams, great work, and I'm just excited to be a part of this cohort.
This is Disleve from OncoSys, Matt from MGMT Boston. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.